All right, so hopefully you've already seen the other video in which we just talked about what the two-way prepositions are. The two-way prepositions can take the accusative or the dative case, and we'll talk about in just a minute how those can be used and when they're used. As a quick review, these are the accusative prepositions, and as a memory trick, you can sing this list to yourself using Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. An, auf, hinter, in, neben, über, unter, vor, zwischen. An, auf, hinter, in, neben, über, unter, vor, zwischen. And that will help you remember that these are the two-way prepositions. Because Twinkle Twinkle Little Star is also used for other songs. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, right? The tune is pretty familiar, so that might help you guys think about that. So an, auf, hinter, in, neben, über, unter, vor, zwischen. And you may want to think about other ways to remember that, and I can teach you those as well. So when do we know if it's going to be used as accusative or dative? This is important. It has to do with what's happening in the sentence. So we know that these prepositions, the objects of these prepositions, will take the accusative case when it's indicating destination, motion, from point A to point B. In German, it's answering the German question word wohin, where to. So if you looked at the first video and you saw my samples at the beginning, if I was saying, ich lege das Buch auf den Tisch, I was in the process of putting the book on the table. The table was the destination, but it wasn't there yet. So I had to say auf den Tisch because der Tisch is masculine and the accusative case makes it den, because the book wasn't on the table yet. It was getting there. That's the destination. So here's some examples, one of them using auf den Tisch. So, wohin geht Heidi? Where's Heidi going? Oh, sie geht in die Bibliothek. She's going into the library. She's not at the library, but she's gonna go there, right? She's going into it. Wohin legt Heidi das Buch? Sie legt es auf den Tisch, right? She's laying it on the table. It's not on the table yet, but she's going to put the book there. Then you may have noticed in my first video that once the book is there, I said, das Buch liegt auf dem Tisch. This is why, knowing the two-way prepositions, you have to understand and know the difference between the accusative and the dative case next. Because the dative case, when I used it, indicated the location of the book, meaning the book was already there. The book was on the table. So that answers the German question word, wo, where. Like, where is this object at? So it's already there. So here we can look at the examples. Wo arbeitet Hans heute Abend? Where does Hans work this evening? Arbeitet in der Schule. So die Schule, Schule is feminine, it's weiblich. But because we're talking about location in the school, like at school, then it becomes dative, and the dative of the feminine is der. Why you have to know the dative case first. So, Hans arbeitet in der Schule. Looking back to our book examples from the first video, wo liegt das Buch? Das Buch liegt auf dem Tisch. Tisch is masculine. It is der Tisch. But now we're talking about a two-way preposition auf that's going to take the dative case because it's indicating wo. Where is this at? So these are my tricks to remember. When I was learning German for the first time, I could definitely think about, and I'll go back a slide, I could think about the question words wohin and wo, but I wanted a visual reminder to help me. So this is what I did. I told myself, okay, accusative starts with an A, and it helps me remember like action, right? Something is going from point A to point B. So while that answers wohin, I just remembered A for action, like something's still moving, something's still happening. For dative, I know it answers the question wo. Dead is what I first came up with, but that's not necessarily very uplifting. So I then determined, right, I'm just going to keep the same concept and keep the letter D. But D has a negative space within it. So once you're inside the letter D, you're kind of trapped, meaning that's where you're at. You have a location. You are done with your action, or you are at your destination. So the letter D for you could mean like, right, you've stopped dead in your tracks, or it's a dead end, right? There you are. Or you could consider it, right, you're done, or you're at your destination. And those would be some of the most important things to think about for tricks for remembering when are you going to use these prepositions for the accusative case, and when are you going to use these prepositions with the dative case. So think about that, and we're going to head to the next video so you can learn about how they are now used in practice.